my name is Marla Neufeld, and I'm a Florida surrogacy attorney. Many of my clients ask me, can I stay in touch with my surrogate after the baby's born? And the answer to that is absolutely yes, provided that everybody agrees to what the future communication is going to be. So backtracking to the very beginning of the process with surrogacy, it's important that the parties undergo a psychological evaluation where the way it's typically done is the parents do a session, the surrogate does a session, and then there's a joint session. Within those psychological sessions, many times it's discussed what the expectations will be for communication during the surrogacy process and after. And I think it's really important that the parties kind of think about it at the beginning of the process, and then that kind of expectation would be put into the parties' surrogacy agreement to set out whether the parties, kind of plan to continue communication after the child is born. Now, as far as communication language goes within the surrogacy agreement, typically we set out that the parties will mutually agree on what form of communication that they plan to have after the baby is born. We also typically include language that it will be in the intended parent's sole discretion on how and when they plan to tell their children whether they were involved with a surrogacy matter, and that the surrogate will not contact the child without the intended parent's permission. So I think that as far as a surrogacy journey goes, it can many times evolve. So at first, many times, the intended parent and the surrogate may be complete strangers to one another, and obviously the thought of communicating for years to come might be difficult, being that the parties don't really know each other. But throughout the surrogacy process, the relationship between the intended parents and the surrogate can certainly evolve to a very close level, where the parents and the surrogate will just naturally communicate and continue communicating after the baby's born. There's also certain arrangements where the parties really don't communicate that much directly, and when the process is over, everybody respectfully goes their separate ways. But I do think it's important that if you're an intended parent who wants to kind of keep communication very limited throughout and after the process, that you're not matched with a surrogate who really wants like a tight relationship, just to avoid any resentment from the process. So communication between the parties is important to discuss at the beginning of the process, to have language within your surrogacy agreement that addresses this, and then to just kind of see how the process goes and evolves, and hopefully it develops into a nice relationship. But everybody has different kind of expectations and ways things pan out. So every situation is just very unique and different, which makes this another reason why the surrogacy process is just so amazing and a beautiful process. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.